and welcome back. And if you're new, welcome to you too. Today I'm going to try something new. I had a lot of questions about getting into the competition shooting sports. So today I thought I'd go to a steel challenge match and pretend I'm a new shooter. Of course, some of the people probably know that I'm not a new shooter, but I'm going to film it from the standpoint of a new shooter, so that you can kind of see what you can expect if you're deciding that you want to get into this competition shooting. Now today I'm going to be shooting my 22 GSG because it's steel challenge type stages. Most places they let you shoot 22 caliber pistols. In IPSC or USPSA, they're not going to let you use a 22 in those kind of matches. You have to use something larger than a 22 in order to knock down the steel. But in Steel Challenge, 22s are allowed. And you don't need a holster, you don't need mag pouches. It would be nice if you had multiple mags, at least 3. And that's what I have today for the GSG. There's no speed draws using a 22, and there's no speed reloads. The most shots that you'll need to fire in one string of fire is 5 rounds, as long as you don't miss. And my mags only hold 10, so hopefully I won't miss. Each string in the Steel Challenge is 5 steel targets per stage, and there's usually about 5 stages per match at these club levels. And the rules are basically you shoot all 5 targets as fast as you can, and they time you to see how fast you can do it. Shoot all 5 stages, or all 5 strings of fire, so you get to do the same targets 5 times in a row. Your slowest time, they throw that out, so they only use the 4 of your runs, and those 4 runs add together for your total time on the stage. And then you go and do that for the next stage and the next stage and the next stage. Then scores are tallied, or the time is added, and the person with the shortest time, the quickest time, wins the match. So it's a good Steel Challenge is a good match for beginners, because, and young children as well. Young children, as long as they can handle a firearm responsibly. It's because of the no speed reloads, the no drawing with a 22. You can draw with a regular handgun and all center fire, but for the 22s and beginners, it's good because there's no drawing for them, so you don't have to worry about getting your gun cleared of the holster. One more note: if you're a concealed carry person, meaning you carry a loaded weapon on you all the time, concealed, or open carry for that matter, depending on where you're at. These matches are a cold range only, and they'll go through that in the safety briefing that we're going to do. But in short, that means no loaded weapons whatsoever. So if you are carrying, take it off and leave it in the car before you get out. And if you forget to, take it off. Later on, when you're outside, find yourself a range officer or safety officer. Tell them that you have your concealed carry weapon on you and that you need to clear it. And they'll take you aside to a safe place and observe you unholster the gun and clear it, and then you bag it and don't touch it for the rest of the match. But after the match, then you're clear to load up and go for it. But anyways, that's a very important thing to remember. Don't ever pull out a hot weapon, or a weapon in that case, out of your holster at one of these matches until you're instructed to do so. Another thing to note is that these matches, both Steel Challenge, IPSC, IDPA, this is a volunteer sport, so a lot of people show up early to help out set up targets. And so, yeah, nobody gets paid. It's as, I mean, most of your fees, any of your fees are going to go towards leasing the time at the bay, or the time at the range, and paying for paint, paying for new targets. So everything is volunteer support. So any help that you can do is a nice help out. You like that? Look at that.
That's disgusting.
Battle wounds, baby, right there.
You're like RoboCop.
Let's go take a look at these steels. I've never shot pendulum before. Can you tell me about it?
Pendulum is deceptively difficult.
It's only 5 pieces of steel. Why is it difficult?
They're tiny.
This is the hardest.
And they're varying heights.
Really?
It always has been for me the hardest stage.
When I shot Steel Challenge, they weren't using pendulum.
Well, everything else is big and closed. Yeah, pendulum is just like all across the back and then back to the middle.
Distance to the back berm?
Supposed to be 18 yards.
Yeah, 18 yards.
Wow, they got small.
So the stop plate's the closest one?
Yeah.
So what's the,
It's supposed to be.
tactically, what's the best order for this?
Shoot the stop plate last. Tactically. Tactically.
All right.
Shoot the stop plate last.
Man, that is far.
What's the deal? What's all that about?
This is the Pro-Am.
Oh,
I
geez.
tore my ACL last year at the Pro-Am, and
Oh, man.
I just
should
now
have-
got it fixed.
You should have torn your Pro-Am at the
I can see
ACL.
too. What's that?
You should have torn your Pro-Am at the ACL.
Yeah, well, I tore my ACL at the Pro-Am, that's what it is, but yeah, I just had it done, and I can't run, can't walk fast, so I figured this is a good match to come out. So part of your entrance fee goes to pay the host range and the club that's putting on the match.
Right.
And so how much is the entrance fee for this?
I think it's $20. $20 for non-club members and $15 for club members.
And what if you're a new shooter?
$15.
Do you usually do a discount for the most parts? Most clubs do. $20, $20 or $15. That's about the cost it takes you to go shoot in a public range somewhere and be bored standing there shooting at the same target over and over. All right, so all the targets are set up. It's time to sign up. So just get in line and wait our turn.
With your money.
With your money, that's right.
Stay hydrated.
And stay hydrated. It's going to be over 100 degrees today. What are the wristbands for?
That's to take the place of your name tag.
Ah, since we're not ARC members, we have to show that if we're out walking around, we do have permission to be on the property.
Exactly, because it's private fund.
And this is a liability.
Oh, I've never seen one of those before. Makes sense.
Sorry.
I'm behind. Sorry about that.
All right, so welcome to the June Austin Lone Star Practical Pistol Club Steel Challenge match. We've got 5 courses of fire today. We'll go over the rules specific to the course of fire, but first, the general rules that we run here as a club. We run a cold range. What that means is your gun is unloaded in your holster or in your bag if you're shooting a 22, or if you've got a holster for your 22, as some of you do, keep your gun in there. There's no handling of your firearm while you're on the range, except we have a safe area on every bay. And in that safe area, if you need to adjust your gun, or if you want to do a dry fire or holster check, you can do it there, as long as you don't handle any ammunition in the safe area. Ammunition you can handle anywhere but the safe area, guns only in the safe area. We have a 180 degree imaginary line that runs along the shooting plane. So as you're shooting, you can't have your muzzle go beyond that 180 degree plane, because that would be a safety infraction, and that is a match disqualification. So you'll have to stop shooting and you won't be able to complete the match. In addition, it goes above us this way and below us that way. So just be aware of your muzzle direction. For this type of competition, that really doesn't come into play very much, because essentially we're standing in one box and we've got all the targets in front of us. We've got 4 actual Steel Challenge stages today. They consist of 5 plates. The stop plate, which has to be shot last, is designated by a strip of red paint on the stand. So you can shoot the plates in any order, as long as you shoot that stop plate last. You'll be timed with an electronic timer, and it hears and registers the sound of your gunshots, and the last shot fired will be the time that you score. You try to get the fastest time possible to win the match, and as new shooters, you should just have a safe match. Don't try to win today. Just have a lot of fun. And it is a lot of fun. This is how I got started in shooting, was Steel Challenge, and it's a great way to get started in action shooting sports. When you come up to the line, it's your turn to shoot. The range officer will give you a series of commands. The first one is make ready, and that's the command where you can take your gun, take a sight picture if you like, load it up and holster it, or if you're shooting 22, we start from low ready, so get into position for ready. Next command is, are you ready? You can either say yes, I'm ready, or by saying nothing, that indicates that you're ready. Then the timer will go off, you hear a beep, and you start to shoot and engage the targets. We run 5 strings, and your worst time, your longest time is thrown out. And then the 4 times are added up, and that's your score for the stage. When you're done shooting, in between each run, the range officer will say, remind you this, okay, load for run number 2, load for run number 3, 4, 5. Then when you're done, the command will be, if you're finished, unload and show clear. So you have to take the magazine out of the gun, empty the gun by racking the slide to get the round out of the chamber, look inside to make sure that there's no round inside the chamber. If you're finished, unload and show clear. If clear, hammer down, and you have to pull the trigger to drop the hammer and holster. Now on the 22s, if you've got an exposed hammer and you want to ease it down, that will be alright, because a lot of the 22s shouldn't be dry fired very much. Then you holster. Upon holstering, the range officers say the range is clear, and that finishes your course fire. So to go over it again, it's make ready, so you load up. Are you ready? And all of our starts start with wrists above shoulders today. Are you ready? Stand by, and then a beat. You draw, engage the targets, you load for your next run, holster again, or for 22s, low ready. Low ready means your elbows against your sides and the gun pointed about 3 meters in front of you. And then after you're done, if you're finished, unload and show clear, you take the magazine out, rack the slide to get the round out of the chamber, and the range officer will look in there with you to make sure it's empty. If clear, hammer down and holster. Range is clear. Okay, so we've got 4 steel challenge stages, and then we got a plate rack stage. The plate rack has 6 plates, and what we're going to do is run 4 runs on that. Your worst one's thrown away, so the 3 best runs will be added up together. We have, when you're shooting these courses of fire, if you have a miss and you don't make it up before you hit the stop plate, it adds 3 seconds to your time for each miss that you have. That's about it.
Malfunction?
If you have a malfunction,
what's the most time you can get?
30 seconds is the longest string that you can have. So if everything just goes to heck, then 30 seconds is what will be on your score sheet. You can't have anything rated. Any questions? Okay. Have fun. Ask questions when you're with your squads.
Yeah, that's a question. We have plenty of time, like in between rounds. A buddy of mine is going to be reloading one of my magazines.
Yeah, if you don't have enough magazines, then yeah, have your buddy here with your ammo, and after you shoot your first run, we'll hand the magazine over to him, and he'll get you loaded up on that one. Just keep rotating.
Okay.
Get you covered.
Okay.
I remember we were all new once too.
Yeah. Oh, my first match was not pretty. I was shaking, but it was a lot of fun, and it came back, and you know, this is very satisfying type of competition because it's really just you shooting against yourself, and you get a lot of feedback because the steel makes this nice ringing sound when you hit it. So very satisfying. All right, have fun. These target stands are constructed so that we can use them for steel challenge matches as well as USPSA, IDPA, IPSC, all of those. In these holes down here, we would put wooden stakes that would hold paper targets, and you can see we've got angle iron here to deflect any rounds that might hit too low. Today we're shooting steel challenge, so we've got the center portion utilized with these tall stands in them. This is a 10-inch plate, and if you come over to the side here, you can see the way that they're constructed. We've got a hole that's off center of the plate, so the plate hangs down, doesn't rotate. There's a shaft and a spring and then a washer and a pin that holds it on. The beauty of this spring system here is that it absorbs the energy of a bullet hitting it. So if you've got something bigger than a 22, which doesn't cause a whole lot of movement on the plate, if you've got a 38 Super or a 45, it can absorb the energy by moving back. And the other nice thing about the way these are constructed is the audio feedback when a bullet hits it rings like a bell.
Stand by. 301.
301.
Last run. Are you ready? Stand by. 447.
447.
We finished on mode 2 clear. Let's see clear. Slide. Hammer down and holster.